Hello and welcome everyone to this lovely session and interaction with the Candid interaction with our Honorable Ambassador of the Dominican Republic to India, David Puig. And it's a great interaction for us based in India from the other part of the world. And it's the better part is that His Excellency David has been associated with India since a long time, and his experience, I hope, has been a pleasant one. A little bit about Your Excellency. His education has been in the Paris Institute of Political Sciences, and he's been done his exchange program in Mexico with the Sorbonne University in Paris, his bachelor's degree in philosophy, and La Cambre, Brussels. He completed his diploma and workshop of contemporary writing. So we have an author amongst us, and a good one. And the interesting information that I want to share with all of you is that he's translated a book from a Marathi author, this English version. And that is the very interesting part. We have with him to explain on that part also today. His diplomatic experience has been, he's the consular at the Embassy of Dominican Republic, Paris and France, consular and minister consular at the Embassy in New Delhi in 2006 to 2010. So his experience with India is not new. That being said, he's been also the Minister Consular at the Embassy of Dominican Republic in Cairo, Egypt, and followed by Brussels in Belgium. So, Your Excellency, welcome with us. And he's also, I would like to point out that from 2007, he's the founder and director of a publishing house that is dedicated to the Dominican and Caribbean contemporary writers and visual artists. He's co-authored a few books and introductions, and he has been translating from various languages like Spanish, Hindi, and Arabic, from the basic communication languages he's good at. And I'm sure that his experience with Hindi might be much more as compared to a few other diplomats that we have around us. So, His Excellency David, today we have our session, which is an interaction in association with the Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce and the IBG Chamber of Commerce based out of Mumbai. So welcome, Your Excellency. We would like to hear from you now on a little bit about the Dominican Republic, about how it has been associated with us since a long time, about your experiences in the past with India, and a little bit about your country. Welcome, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Manpreet. It's a great pleasure to take part in this interaction with the ICIB, well organized by yourself, the ICIB, and in association with the Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce. As you mentioned, well, I have a particular link, let's say, with the state of Maharashtra. I mean, first of all, I lived in India from 2006 to 2010 when I was consular at our embassy in New Delhi, and I had the occasion to go to Mumbai on business, but also on holiday in many occasions, and I have very fond memories, of course, of Colaba, Bandra, the Marine Drive. Haji Ali. I mean, like many places I visited, but also in Maharashtra more generally. I also went down the coast from Maharashtra to Goa one time, stopping in different places. I went to Aurangabad, I went to Daulatabad, I went to Ellora, I went to Ajanta, Elephanta, etc., etc. But other than that, as you mentioned, I did translate a book from a Mumbai author who used to write in Marathi and in English, and his name is Arun Kolatkar. And Arun had this particularity, which is actually quite common amongst Indian writers, which is to write in many languages. I mean, India is a country of languages. It's a country of multiple languages. Many of you speak 2, 3, 4 languages. And Arun Kolatkar was not an exception in that, and he managed to master English and Marathi, and he wrote in both languages. And the book I translated, of course, it's a book he wrote in English because I can't understand, unfortunately, the Marathi language. And I translated it into Spanish. I chose that book because Since the first time I read it back in 2009, 8, it really fascinated me. It is about an area of Mumbai which is called Kalagoda, the area of Kalagoda in Mumbai. So it describes the life and the people who are daily in this area of the city. And I translated it into Spanish, and it was finally published last year in Spain. So that's just for the little story of my particular relation with your state and your city. But I won't go more into that, and I won't speak too much about me. And I'll tell you more about the Dominican Republic and India, the relations in general, and of course I'll go into business, which is what will interest you as a Chamber of Commerce and the members of your Chamber of Commerce. So basically, if we put into perspective the relations of the Dominican Republic and India, we have to say they are, at least formally, I mean the formal diplomatic relations, we're talking of fairly recent relations, right? I mean, we signed our diplomatic relations in the early 2000s, and following that, the Dominican Republic decided to open its embassy in New Delhi in 2006. So it's been more or less 15 years that we have an established presence in New Delhi, and that we have been working to strengthen the relations between the two countries. I came for my first stint in India in 2006, exactly at the time we decided to open our embassy. And my mission back there with my predecessor, Ambassador Dannenberg Castellano, was to establish our office in New Delhi, and following that, to define, along with our Indian partners, the main points of our agenda. Since then, we have been working at the political level, of course, and I'll tell you more about that. We have been working at the multilateral stage also, and we'll expand on that also. We have been working in different areas of cooperation, and of course in business, be it trade and investment. Very important news and very important landmark for the relations between India and the Dominican Republic is the announcement in the last month of December and the approval by the cabinet in India of the opening of the Indian embassy in the Dominican Republic. And it should happen, the opening of the embassy should happen anytime in 2021, which means that India will have a permanent presence, diplomatic presence in the Dominican Republic, which also means that definitely our engagements between India and Dominican Republic will grow in the next few years. This will help enhance business, this will help enhance investment, this will help enhance cooperation. Until now, India was looking after the Dominican Republic from its embassy in Cuba, but we are really looking forward for the start of the operations of the Indian embassy in the Dominican Republic. I'll just tell you a little bit about our trade relations. Our trade has been growing steadily in the past 10 years, and we see scope for this trend to continue in the same direction in the following years. Before the pandemic, let's say in 2017-18, our overall bilateral trade was around $700 million, $800 million a year. Of course, during the pandemic, it went down last year, but we hope that this year we will recover, if not the record that we have achieved before the pandemic, but at least a solid and robust trade for the year for this year. The trade balance at the moment is favorable to the Dominican Republic, which means we are exporting to India more than we are importing to India, but I do believe that there is scope for growth on both directions, and this is very important for Indian businessmen to know that there is opportunities of growth in the Dominican Republic in the same way that we see opportunities of growth in India. We export to India mainly gold and minerals. So the main part of our exports to India, around 90+% of our exports are made of gold. We know that India is a big consumer of gold in the world. There is a big appetite for gold in India, linked to, tradition, and it's considered an investment asset in India. And we have a very big mine of gold in the Dominican Republic, and the connection between, the main business connection between the two countries is through that commodity. Other than that, we export other minerals like ferronickel to India, and in minor quantities, we export some medical devices which are made in our manufacturing zones. We export some cocoa beans, so some agricultural commodities too. On the other way, let's say from India to the Dominican Republic, the trade is more diversified, I might say. The main item of export is, of course, pharmaceutical, which India is very strong. Medical devices also, but also motorcycles. The Bajaj motorcycles are sold in the Dominican Republic. Some items of agribusiness like shrimps, processed shrimps, textile, furniture. So a wide range of products are sold from India to the Dominican Republic. In terms of investment, what do we have and where do we want to go? We don't have Dominican countries operating in India, and we don't have Indian companies yet operating in the Dominican Republic. But we do believe that there are very good opportunities for Indian companies in the Dominican Republic, and this is the message that I have been conveying to private companies, fellow Chamber of Commerce, in all the interactions I have been having. What are the sectors in which we will see with enthusiasm Indian companies investing in the Dominican Republic? First of all, I think infrastructure. India has very big infrastructure companies, and we are developing new ports, new roads, new touristic areas, which require a set of new infrastructures. Of course, tourism. The Dominican Republic is a big touristic destination. Tourism is one of the backbones of our economy, and we are developing again a whole new touristic area in the southwest of the Dominican Republic, where there will be good opportunities for the hotel sector of India. Manufacturing, we have a free zone regime which offer considerable advantages, fiscal advantages to the companies that invest in the Dominican Republic. We don't have companies yet from India, but we have from all over the region. We have Sri Lankan companies, we have Chinese companies, we have Korean companies that take advantage of the free zones in the Dominican Republic and the free trade agreement we have with the USA, Central America, and European Union. What do I mean with that? It means that when you are an Indian company and you invest and manufacture in our free zone, you can have access free of trade barriers to the market of the United States, Central America, and the European Union. So manufacturing in the free trade zone is definitely an area of consideration. Energy, we are having very good plans in renewable energy. We want to increase considerably by 2013 the percentage of energy that we're producing, either with solar or wind energy, which today represent around, I think, 7% of our energy production, but we want to definitely at least multiply that by 2 in the next year. And again, India has world-class companies and has developed also technology, indigenous technology in especially in the solar energy sector. And another area in which we will be, and it will be interesting to create synergy between India and the Dominican Republic, is definitely our location, to take advantage of our location as a logistic hub in the Caribbean, in Central America, close to the US, but also close to South America. The idea is to see us as ideally located in the Americas for companies that want to trade and not necessarily invest, but that want to have a base in the Dominican Republic from which to serve neighboring countries. So we have a very advanced and developed logistic infrastructure in the Dominican Republic with again a very attractive legal and financial framework. So if I may, take make this all that I've been saying in simple words, I would say definitely more trade. I mean, that's the first thing. We want more trade in both directions, and I would say that in that sense, India has to take advantage of the good image it has in its pharmaceutical and medical devices sector. I mean, we believe in the Dominican Republic that India is the pharmacy of the world, that it has a huge potential there. We received the first vaccines we received against COVID came from India, so that created a very good image for India. And I think India business should take advantage in the next years of this image and of its position, and it will be a win-win situation because, of course, you have quality and you have price. So this is positive for the Dominican Republic. So more trade on both directions. Second, we definitely want to see more India in the Dominican Republic in terms of investments, and we believe it will work for India, the Dominican Republic, if it has worked for neighboring countries. So opportunities and results will be there. And third, we'll also want to see more Indian companies considering the public tenders that we have in the Dominican Republic. And I believe your Chamber of Commerce, Manpreet, could be a channel for us to keep informed the business community in Maharashtra about the different tenders that are ongoing. Since I took over as ambassador in February, we have been receiving we have received 4 or 5 tenders, which are public international tenders, especially in the sector of energy. And I've been sharing that with different institutions in India, and I will be more than happy also to share those with you in order to spread the word and to see if any Indian company can also participate and hopefully be present in the Dominican Republic through those tenders. Maybe before we continue or we move to another subject, I just want to give you a few basic facts about the Dominican Republic at the moment. What's the picture right now of our economy? Well, first of all, I think something we're all talking about, it's situations with the COVID and the vaccine. Just to say that our government has made a huge effort to have the majority or the totality of its population fully vaccinated as soon as possible. We are a touristic island, and the recovery of, 60% of our economy is the service sector, which includes the tourism sector. And the only way to have our economy fully recovered is to offer to the tourists that visit us a completely safe experience in the Dominican Republic. So vaccination has been, state priority. As I said, we started vaccinating with AstraZeneca vaccine from the Serum Institute that we bought and that the government of India very generously gifted us back in the month of February or March. And we have continued, of course, because India couldn't export more of vaccine. We have continued our vaccinating campaign with vaccines from different companies around the world. But at the moment, we have 50% of our population, a little bit more of 50% of our population, which has received one shot of the vaccine, and almost 40% is fully vaccinated. So we are moving quickly and hopefully moving towards 100% inoculation. In terms of growth, 2020 was a year we better forget. I think we will all agree on that. We should try to pass the page quickly. But the forecasts are very positive for the Dominican Republic. The forecast in April hinted at a 7% growth for the 2021, which is if we achieve that, I think that we will be on the right track to forget 2020. What else can I say? We have a democratic regime with established, democratic change of government every 4 years. We have a presidential regime with a separation of powers between the president and the chambers. We have a bicameral chamber, so the Senate and the Congress. Last year in 2020, we elected a new president, Luis Abinader Corona, who took over in August 2020, and that has since then been focused basically in 3-4 areas, I would say. First of all, the fight against the pandemic, as I said, and we'll be working very, very hard on that. Second, economic recovery, which has been the second priority of the government. And third, the government was elected on a platform of enhancing democracy and fighting any kind of corruption in the Dominican Republic. And this has been one of the priorities of the president. He's working on that with the understanding that a more democratic Dominican Republic, a more transparent Dominican Republic, a Dominican Republic where corruption is not allowed, is also a Dominican Republic where we can make business easier, and where all the countries will want to come to have business, and if both the Dominican Republic and our partners will prosper better if we work on that area. I think I don't know if this is a very general overview about I focus on trade, but we can mention other areas of cooperation in which we're working with India. But I'll rather let you guide me on what you want to hear, so that I can go on and on. So I don't want this to be a monologue.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you. With so much information, I think the best part to begin with, what you told us is that we are getting so much of gold from you. So that's really good news to an Indian's ears. And the second is, there's so much opportunity for imports and exports being a major focus with most of the chambers based out of India. So that is definitely good news for us. You also spoke about investments. So, I'm really very surprised, and it fails for me to understand why there are no Indian companies in Dominican Republic. So I won't say much, but I think I can assure you that within the next 6 months, you would have 10 Indian companies for sure. So let's work on with you for that part, and maybe when things normalize, we'll be the first to take one of the delegations there for interactions.
Definitely. I mean, this is what we need to do. We have to identify the sectors in which we can work together, and then be very focused on once we have the sectors, once we have identified the interest, then we can do either virtual interactions from like this one, but with Dominican companies or Dominican authorities and the Indian businessman, or hopefully 2022 we can have a proper delegation from your side, physical delegation to the Dominican Republic. Regarding investment, I mean, there was a couple of companies that operated in the Dominican Republic in the BPO sectors. I mean, I think that's also a sector where there's huge potential to grow. I mean, Indian companies are operating in many Latin American countries for different reasons, because we have a population that speak English, and having BPOs in our time frame allows Indian company to cover, like different time zones to service the United States, but also because more and more companies from the United States require BPO services in Spanish. So if you have operations in the Dominican Republic or in any country in the region, you can service the US both in Spanish and in English. So some of those companies, I think 2 companies operated there in our free zones, but at this moment they are not operating anymore. And I think that basically what has lacked maybe is a bit more of awareness of I think since the opening of our embassy in 2006, we've done a lot to let Indian business community and the Indian government know more about the Dominican Republic. So that already is established. I mean, we are locatable in the map, though many people still mistake Dominica and Dominican Republic, especially now that India is looking for someone that's in Dominica. And I have to repeat over and over again that those are 2 separate countries, and that we are Dominican Republic. But leaving that aside, I think more and more people are aware, at least at government and business level, about the Dominican Republic, and that's been a hard work, and it's been achieved. And the fact that India is opening the embassy in Dominican Republic is also a recognition that there is a good potential. So from 2006 to now, we've moved a long way in terms of in terms of information and in terms of establishing the basis for a relation. So I think now we are ready to move to the next step, which is a more precise work in terms of sectors, opportunities, and work really hand in hand between business authorities, business chambers, and of course businessmen on the 2 sides. And I'm counting on you and on the ICIB to guide us in this endeavor. And I will suggest also, because this is something we could consider, is for you to connect with similar organizations in the Dominican Republic, and maybe establish a partnership with like-minded Chamber of Commerce in our country, and we could put you in touch and arrange, at least so that you can talk with them and see if there's any possibility of establishing institutional relations through an MOU or through any kind of arrangement. And I see there's some questions.
Yes, we'll be going to the questions. There's a huge line of questions for you. And but before that, there are certain things that are very common between the Dominican Republic and India, and we have a huge coastline too, but we're not able to develop that to what we want to. And when it comes to tourism, and I think, I would pass on the baton to Sagar Nagre, who's the Secretary General of Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce. Sagar, are you around?
Yeah. Good afternoon, His Excellency. This is Sagar here, Secretary General from Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce. I'll just give you a brief about the Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce first, and then we'll go with the questions. The Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture is the apex chamber of the Maharashtra state, representing the commerce, industry and agriculture sector since the year 1927. With more than 3,500 direct members, comprising large, medium and small medium industries, MASI is the only chamber in the state which has deep roots in all the 35 districts and all the talukas of the Maharashtra. And in addition to that, we have 600 local associations directly connected to us, and directly, we represent more than 700,000 businesses, organizations from all over the state of Maharashtra, which give us the strength to represent their issues, particularly with the government policies. So this is what the chamber, and we have 22 expert committees, verticals you can say, which represent which have MSMEs, banking and finance committee, education, healthcare, real estate. Through that, we do our work at the district levels. As you mentioned, I have two questions with related to the bilateral trade relations chamber. We have more than 80% membership belongs to the micro, small, medium enterprises. So is there any kind of a schemes or MOUs or any kind of a agreement we can do where the MSME sector from this state of Maharashtra can get the global exposure with your countries? This is the first. And second thing is that as Manpreet rightly mentioned, both the countries have good opportunities in the tourism sector. So any kind of a webinar or conference can be arranged, with your country, and where the Maharashtra Chamber and the ICIB can take the lead on that. And third, most important question, with which is very close to me, during last year COVID, Maharashtra Chamber has launch business solution polyclinic program under the education committee we have, and which is related to the where we are giving training to the students from the engineering college, polytechnic college, which gives them the industry awareness program, where they can, after completing their education, they are prepared for the industries, so they can be easily absorbed from the industry. So any kind of a the MOU agreement or such kind of thing we can do for the education sector also. Your views on these are the three questions I have. So if you can, His Excellency, you can guide us. So that would be a really great for our members also and for the chamber also. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Sagar, and looking forward to establish also a working relation with the Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce. I would like to have, if you could share, or Manpreet can share the contact, your contact after the meeting, so that we can put you in our database and start sharing also the information we're sharing with other colleagues regarding business. And if you have anyone in your organization that's taking care of the international relations or the relations with our region, we'll be happy to also interact with this person. Regarding tourism, yes,
okay, so I would like to intrude a little bit here. So I have a double role today. I am also the chairman for international relations for Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So now the floor is yours.
Excellent. So we are already connected, and I think the flow of information will reach very well also to the Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce. Tourism. Look, the thing is as follows. We see that India is a big touristic destination, and the Dominican Republic is also a big touristic destination. The issue here is the distance that we face and the cost of travel, and I think that this is the main reason why we don't see more tourism from both sides visiting the other country. But we are open. Since we are a very big touristic country, we are open to any interaction on this to promote the tourism from the Dominican Republic to India, and from India to the Dominican Republic. So we'll be we'll be happy to do something on that regard. In terms of SMEs and how to give global exposure to SMEs from Maharashtra, well, I believe that in terms of exports of India to the Dominican Republic, we don't have only very, very large companies in the market. Of course, we have Bajaj, for example, which is a very big player. But in the pharma industry, I think we have companies of different sizes that are entering the market. And I think there again, what we should do, or what the Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce could do, is to first of all share the information about the country, and we can help you with that. But also share what kind of business is happening between the two countries, because that's what gives idea to the business, to expand to new, and to look to new markets, and to look into new markets. In terms of training and students, there's a very clear policy from our Ministry of Education, and we are willing to have more students from the Dominican Republic doing master and PhD in a series of careers. I mean, the engineering, computation, commerce, in a series of areas. We're willing to have more students going abroad, and of course, India having very, very good institutions. We will be happy to engage with higher education institutions in India to see what kind of exchanges we can do. We have already been doing this, and there is scope for agreements between our higher education ministry and higher education institutions in India, definitely.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And there's one thing that I'd like to highlight. We have a huge coastline in Maharashtra also. So is there any kind of learnings that the state of Maharashtra, or India in particular, can take from the Dominican Republic? Because, that caters to a lot of tourism from North America and from the Caribbean countries also. So, it's Dominican Republic has become like a hub for tourism. So what is it that you did differently, or what is it that we should learn from you?
That's a good question, and I think that this is a good. I believe cooperation goes both sides, right? I mean, there's a lot that we can learn from India in many areas of technology, but in this regard, I think we have advanced a lot, and we can share that with India. I think that first thing was a vision. I mean, we started from the 70s with a very clear vision of becoming a leader in the sector, and we were aware of our location, our position, but also of what we could offer. And at the time, what we believed we could offer was the beach tourism with the all-included formula. And this is a formula that really worked for us for many decades. And maybe this is what India should have looked at, or could look at, and it was to offer a premium experience with premium accommodation, with good food, with idyllic location, but at a good price. So this was the area in which we located ourselves, and that allowed us to create our brand, to create our reputation. Now, second thing that we have done and that we are working on is to renew our offer. I mean, we realized that what we offered at the beginning, and that worked for us for a couple of decades, we had competition on that front from other countries, and that also we needed to offer a wider range of experiences. And so we have been working now on more sustainable tourism, ecological tourism, into sports tourism with golf. For example, we've developed some world-class golf courses. With developing cigar tourism for people that smoke cigars. So very specific and high-end kind of experiences. And then, of course, we've gone into more high-end hotel, like luxury hotels, which means that today we have really a very wide range of offers that available experiences on offer in the Dominican Republic. With India, I see one area that could grow is the wedding tourism. I mean, already we've received the weddings from India. Many people in India have family in the US, and sometimes we've seen that they choose the Dominican Republic as a point of encounter, and even as a point to celebrate weddings. So I mean, we've been working very hard on offering different of a variety of types of tourism. And last but not least, and that is also associated with it associates tourism with something that's very important to India, is the cinema industry. I mean, we've been developing our capacities to attract movie productions in the Dominican Republic, and we've become in the Caribbean one of the hubs for this. We have a state-of-the-art artificial pool to shoot underwater scenes and water scenes and sea scenes in the Dominican Republic. And all those productions are also bringing people that come to the Dominican Republic, that occupies the hotel in the Dominican Republic, that stay for 3-4 months because the productions are very long. So we are trying to integrate also the tourism industry with other economic activities.
Your Excellency, the last question from our side, we will have one, and then we throw the forum for the questions from everybody else, if it's okay with you, for say about 10 minutes or so. So from Indian side, or from an Indian businessman or a tourist side, the most important information that we want to listen to is how strong the Indian passport is. Where can we go at the flick of a button? So that is something that boils down to the visas. And I want you to highlight about the same for Indians, for the benefit of all here.
Yeah, well, we as a touristic country, we are an open and welcoming country. I mean, we can't be a touristic country and not be welcoming in terms of visas. So we have a regime in which any passport holder, and any Indian who has a US, UK, European Union, and Canada visa can enter the Dominican Republic without a visa, which meaning they can just come to the airport, border flight, come to the airport and enter the Dominican Republic. For people who do not hold any of these visas, we are here in Delhi and this is our work. You just need to apply. The process is a fairly simple process with a few requirements. The requirements are in our webpage, but I can also share them with you. We received the application. At this moment, we are not. We do not need to receive them in person from the person doing the application. We can receive everything virtually. We review the documents. In case there is any document missing, we'll get back to the person that has sent the application, and then the decision is taken in the Dominican Republic based on the application. And usually it's a very straightforward and quick process, and we can have an answer within 1 week, more or less.
Thank you, Your Excellency. With this, I would like to open up the forum. So if anyone has any questions, they can raise the hands. And by the time, we have a few questions in the chat box. So we have a question from Mr. Manish Patel. So he's like, are there any opportunities for construction and industrial building sector?
Yes, I'm trying to look at the question. Is there opportunity on construction industry? Yes, we are developing new free zones in the Dominican Republic. The free zones it's a sector that's been since its inception. It's been constantly expanding. Right now, the president announced the development of a new high-tech industrial zone, more technology-oriented in the north of the Dominican Republic, and so yes, there is development and growth in that sector. Though I don't know if there are any foreign companies which are associated in this business. I know of one experience of a Sri Lankan company which is associated with a Dominican company. The Sri Lankan company is Brandex, which is a very big textile company, and they are associated in the development and running of an industrial park in the border of the Dominican Republic and Haiti. So there is previous partnerships between a company from the region and Dominican company in that regard. But if there is an interest, Mr. Manish, I will leave my email on the chat, and you could write to us, and I'll put you in touch directly with our investment board, and they'll be able to answer more in detail the opportunities at the moment. I mean, because this keeps changing, and they are the ones who have the database updated with the needs and the offer.
Excellency, the next question in the chat box is, what are the investment schemes? Are there any investment schemes or tax rebates or?
Definitely, there's two things for companies investing in the Dominican Republic, and what I'll do is I'll share with you, Manpreet, so you can share with your members and with consulting connoisseurs. I don't know the name. I mean the information, but yes, we have a special tax free incentive, and I'll send you the detail of that. And that's one thing. And the second thing is that if you manufacture in the Dominican Republic, you can benefit of our free trade agreements, which means that you can export duty-free to the United States, Central America, and the European Union. So you have a fiscal advantage of establishing yourself in the Dominican Republic, and this is in our law, in our free trade, in our free zone law. And that I can share with you all the details in a very clear. I'm not going to send you the law. I'm going to send you just the points that will interest the Indian businessman. And we have the advantage of entering free of duties to the U.S. market. I mean, for Indian companies, that's a big advantage, because if you sell from here, you will have higher duties on almost all the products if you're selling to the United States. Yeah.
Thank you, Excellency. So that was Nikhil Gurjar from Consulting Connoisseurs who had asked that question. And the next we have one of the first questions that was asked, the opportunities in the medical devices. So are there any opportunities to export medical devices from India to Dominican Republic?
Yeah. Well, I'll just put two examples, just to be very concrete. I mean, Dominican Republic has become a very big hub also of manufacturing medical devices. So in a way, we are both in the same sector, because India is very advanced, and in the past months I visited the companies in India in many companies which are into the medical devices, and very good in the recent years. And I can share an article on that with you. We are exporting a lot of that to the United States, and we are into very specific, very high-tech devices. For example, the devices that are placed in the heart at the moment of heart operation, for example. So we are occupying some, very precise niche, and mainly for the U.S. market. But of course, during the pandemics, also, since many factories of garments, we managed to transform them very quickly into different devices that were needed for the fight of the COVID. I mean, things as masks and garments for hospital, etc., etc. And we are exporting to India because I know this from the data, but I wouldn't know exactly which devices we are exporting. On the other side, from India to the Dominican Republic, I can just say that there is big opportunities, and I'll just put anything, for example, syringes and you know, from very basic devices to more you know, precise devices that we are not manufacturing. I mean, because we are not manufacturing all of the medical devices.
Do keep passing the information to us, so we'll keep sending it across to our members, and they can have a.
Yes.
So you know, you can send by email on a regular basis. You have all our contact details. So
I'll make a list. We talked about 3 zones:
construction, tax incentives, technology sector, training. I think that's about it so far.
Yes.
So we have the last 2 questions, I guess, and one is from Kevin Mehta. Any opportunities in the packaging industry for joint ventures? I think I would let them ask their questions. That's better. You all can unmute yourself and ask, but one at a time, please. Kevin, are you around?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, good afternoon. There is one company which is known as Inside Packaging, Inside Pack International Corporation in Dominican Republic. So are there some more companies like that which is looking for like, you know, investments or joint venture?
Even specifics, I think we can send them by email. We'll forward it to them, because answering specific questions becomes very difficult.
But Kevin, what exactly would you like to do? I mean, I mean, maybe you can write to me and we can. I mean, what kind of tie-up you would like to have, and we can.
Because I can see there are very few companies in packaging segment in your country, and in your country, food processing and coffee packaging is a big industry. Whereas to supply the packaging material to all these companies, I think there are very few limited players there, which I did my research on before talking to you. So if there are like opportunities for companies, you know, packaging companies, where they can do a joint venture with your country's industrialists, and then can supply to this industry, can be, you know, a thing to, you know, ponder upon.
Yeah, and I'll go further. I mean, manufacturing in the DR will be ideal. I mean, if you want to, first of all, serve the local market and think of the regional market. But of course, trading will be a first step. But I think both things are to be considered. So if you want, please, you can write a message. I mean, to my email, and we can take it from there.
Yes, I will do write to you. I just want Manpreet, can you just message the?
We'll sending it. Yeah. We'll be sending it to all members.
Thank you so much. That.
Hello, hi.
Yes,
good evening. Yeah, hi. So my question is, are there any opportunities where we can provide corporate training programs?
What do you mean? I saw the questions on the chat. What do you mean exactly by what kind of training?
So when it comes to leadership training, negotiation skills training for, you know, senior leadership programs, so such trainings, are companies into providing corporate trainings to, you know, giant corporates. So can we have such opportunities where we can provide trainings? I
really don't know, but we can look into that. I mean, your company provides training internationally abroad. I mean, is it established for that, or is mainly your clients are in India?
So as of now, there are clients in India, and we've also approached a few of them in Dubai as well. Yeah.
Okay. Again, you can write to us, and we can look into that. It's not a sector that I'm really aware that there is, you know, I mean, development need interest. It's not one of the sectors that we usually talk about. in terms of the India-Dominican Republic connection, but we can definitely look into that.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess the last question is from a chartered accountant, I think Parminder. She's asking.
Yeah. Hi.
Please.
Yeah. So I just wanted to know, like, are there any investment opportunities for a CA firm based out of India who can provide services in and outside India?
I couldn't hear. What does your company? What kind of services provide?
We are a chartered accountant firm based out of India who can provide services in and outside India.
I mean, definitely. I think that that there is a scope for, I mean, these kind of services. And the thing, will you consider servicing from India? Will you consider establishing there? Will you consider what's your model?
We actually provide services to both. Like, we have Indian clients as well, and we have clients for US and UK as well. So
yeah, but all your operations are based in India, right?
India, yeah, in India.
In India. Well, that will have to be seen. I know that especially for all that is IT related services and the programming, and there is many Dominican companies that and banks that have relied on Indian services in the past. So I don't see why if you have the expertise on that, this couldn't be done. I mean, especially since that could be done remotely. That's one of the big advantages.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, everyone. I would now like to close the session with a vote of thanks. Tinku Gupta ji. We can't hear you, Tinku.
We can't hear you, Tinku ji.
We can't hear you. Okay.
Okay, I think there's a network issue at Tinku ji. So anyways, Kevin, would you like to do the vote of thanks, please? Tinku ji, we still can't hear you. I guess hear you. Kevin, are you around? Kevin, are you around?
Yes. Hi. Yeah. Hi.
Can you please do be kind enough to do the vote of thanks?
So, thank you very much. On behalf of Indian Chambers of International Business, I am the chairman of International Relations in ICIB, and I would like to thank each and everyone who attended this seminar, and thank you, David, so much for giving so much insights. And we look forward for all the investments and opportunities based on our country for the cordial relationships. And I thank you for your time, and thank you everyone. Thank you, Manpreet, for such a lovely host. I would like to thanks once again everyone to attend this lovely seminar. Thank you, everyone.
And a big thank you to Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce and IBT Chamber of Commerce and all the members who've been with us here today. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Maharashtra of Chambers. I forgot that. Thank you so much. Sagar was really insightful. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Manpreet. Thank you, Sagar. And thank you, Kevin. It's a pleasure. Yeah. I mean, just to start this relation is a pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you so much, His Excellency. Thank you, Manpreet ji. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
We're closing this session now. Thanks, everyone, for being here.
Thanks.